Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Artist Over Actor. I'm your host, Javon Henry. I am a full-time voiceover artist and content creator slash creative out here in Los Angeles, starting off taking classes at the Stella Adler Academy. Been here for about 3 months now, and here to express what I've been learning. And for today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to actually sell yourself as a working artist, whether that be an actor, a musician, a painter. A lot of these different aspects transcend your specific craft and go more towards how you can actually live in this world and sell your art and sell your work. So, there are a couple different tenets that I want to talk about today. Professionalism, confidence, technique and skills, personalism, network, and your approach. All of these different aspects combine to make you a more sellable, authentic person. So let's go ahead and chat about how you can actually go about using these things to create an actual, whether you like to think of it as a stream of income or a source of money that you can get for your actual artistic endeavors. Because as we know, it's hard to monetize. Whether you're an actor or a painter, it's hard to actually go about making money from these things, as you've probably been told time and time and time again. So let's start with the thing that is free, that we can all control, and that is being a professional. This is a show for actors, so we're going to be coming at it from that lens. And in this field, we hardly ever work alone. This isn't a solo endeavor. Most of the time we're working with other people. We're working with lots of other people. We're working with cast, crew, professionals, whether those be your producers, your director, your cinematographer, your other cast members, the sound guy, the lighting department, the grip department. And if you're a voice actor, you might be working with a director who's on the line directing you through your lines for live sessions, whether that be Source Connect, Zoom, anything of that nature. You need to be an on-set and a working professional. That is first and foremost one of the most important things. And what does that actually mean? It means showing up to things on time, answering emails, and asking and advocating for the things that you need on that set to be able to do your best work. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to try and make everything easy for yourself. One of the things that I like to advocate for is being able to work under the worst of conditions. When I was a performing musician, I played Broadway shows and I played in pit orchestras. And I was able to perform and play regardless of if I was perfectly healthy, the temperature was perfectly beautiful, everything was going perfectly well, I was nice, calm, cool, collected, I had enough time to prepare before, or a couple of times when I was dying sick and I had pneumonia and I couldn't get anyone to replace me, and hey, that's life. I went and I played and I performed. I covered the parts that I needed to. I went home, chicken noodle soup, got to relax, got to rest after the show. But professionalism, I went and I performed in that status and in that state. Because it's important to be able to pull your skills out when necessary, to be a working professional, not only when times are good, but also when times are hard. Now, that does not mean that you can't advocate for yourself. A lot of working sets are more so abusive towards actors. And I don't mean physically abusive. I mean, we have a tendency to be known as a fluffy art. So we don't have any concrete skill. We can just pull it out and be able to do it. And we should just be able to do it on a flick. And we should. Should be able to have the ability and the skill to just work. But in a lot of cases, we have the tendency to be known as the prima donnas, to have extra things in order to be able to do our job. It's important that you make what you need known and you advocate for yourself. Don't be bullied and pushed aside and be seen as lesser than on the totem pole. It is all a working environment. We are all coming together and working together to create a beautiful end product. That being said, it's important to work as a member of a team. not as the only person who heralds the entire project. So, professionalism. Once again, answering your emails, sending out what you need, making sure that you come to set or come to your voiceover recording, your live session, prepared with what you need to do the job. And do your homework. Read through your scripts, do your script analysis, do your homework researching. If this is an in-depth topic about something that you're not familiar with, make sure you to do that research so that you can actually know what you need so that when you get there, you do your job. And yes, there's a lot of sitting around. When you're on set, there's a lot of sitting around and waiting. Hurry up and wait, as people like to say it. But you should be able to do that because you are a professional. Now, on to the next thing, your network. Your network is how you leverage who you know in the industry to be able to actually go about getting those jobs. Now, when I say network, a lot of people think of it as a dirty word. I don't want to just go and talk to people just for the sake of seeing what they can do for me, scratching an itch, so to speak. That's not what networking is. It's about going out and meeting people who are in your industry because they understand what you are going through. It's just like making friends. When you went to school, you made friends, and it was very easy to connect with those people because you were all in the same environment, striving for a similar goal, whether that's a degree or learning a new skill, doing stuff of that nature, and you all were of similar ages and going towards a similar goal. That's all that networking is. You go to a specific event, whether that be a networking event, whether that be a event for your specific skill, so actors, meetups, and things of that nature, and you just start talking with people. Not, hey, I'm looking to cast somebody, or not, hey, do you have an agent, or not, hey, do you have this, that, or the other, but you just go and you talk to people. Those relationships over time deepen, and then you can more naturally connect with them about, hey, who are you working with? You're asking questions because you're genuinely interested, not because you're trying to get something out of somebody else. I've said this in previous videos and I'll say it again. When you're also networking, make sure that you focus on networking beside, not necessarily networking above you. It's the people to your left and to your right who will become the next director, the next cinematographer, the next casting agent, casting director. Not everyone is going to want to be an actor after they see everything that it entails. So it's these people who are beside you who are going to be the people who learn who you are, know your work ethic, like you, and give you those opportunities in the future because they trust you. You're building trust at the end of the day. And that's what networking is. It's meeting new people in your industry, building trust, and making friends. You don't have to be besties. You don't have to be best friends forever going out to get brunch every Sunday. You're just meeting people who are in the same field as you are. And that's one of the reasons and abilities and ways that you can become more sellable as an artist. The third, and I like to think of this as the most important thing, and it also takes the most time. I was reflecting on this morning. What you do to prepare for your work is irrelevant to the actual work that you're doing. So for example, this is for actors. It doesn't matter if you study Meisner, Stanislavski, Uta Hagen, Stella Adler, Alexander. It doesn't matter what technique you are using to get closer to your end goal of connecting with the work and being able to put out a captivating and engaging performance. At the end, all that matters is that you can connect with whatever you are trying to perform so that you can connect with the audience on the other side. Right? And that connection means different things for different people. And you're going to present it in your own way. This is the most important thing about making yourself billable as an artist. Being able to connect confidently to your own work and your own portrayal of whatever piece you are working on and presenting. Every audition is a performance. It's an ability for you to show what you can bring to a role. Getting the role, of course, getting paid, very important. Not discounting that. We all need money, right? We all need money in order to live in the world. And that's what this whole talk today is about, how you can actually make yourself a working professional. But you need to treat your auditions as such. That's why the third topic is learning how to actually be confident with yourself. with your performances. It doesn't matter who you study under. That is just a tool so that you can connect to what you need to perform. And I had it strung out like this. Skills, in learning these skills, are how you go through with your practice. Your practice is how you build your confidence. Your confidence is how you build your technique. Your techniques are how you build your own intrinsic way of approaching and showcasing and showing your work. And at the end of the day, that showcase is what makes you a billable and sellable artist. If I'm just trying to be like X, Y, and Z, if I'm just trying to be the next Zeno Robinson, if I'm just trying to be the next artist who's already out there, guess what? I can't do that because they already exist and they're already getting work and they're already getting calls and they're already getting jobs, right? You need to be the next you. And in order to do that, you need to work on not only yourself, not only having the confidence to go into a room and talk to people or go out and show what work you're actually doing, but those skills to reinforce that. And before I get off this high horse, there's one great story that I need to tell you. It is in college. It was freshman year. By this point, I was already performing for like 12 years. And practice, reinforced skills so that I was able to do things with my eyes closed. I had a solo performance. This was from Holst, the Planetary Suites. This was Mars. And I was the solo performer. And I say it to this day. I do not remember actually performing the solo. I was so nervous to actually perform. It was freshman year of college, right? And I landed this huge solo. I was so nervous to actually perform. I don't remember actually standing up and performing the solo. I do remember everybody saying, great job. And I do remember on the recordings that I did a great job. I had the skills and the technique and the confidence to know that I was able to perform even when I wasn't consciously engaged in that performance. And that is what practice does. It makes it so that no matter your nerves, no matter if you feel like you're going to vomit, you're going to wreck it, you're going to ruin it, you have the confidence and the skills, you have the muscle memory and the ability to perform irregardless of what state you are physically in. And that is what you need to have. You need to build it through your practice and through the time that you actually put into honing your craft. Now, that goes into confidence, technique, and skill, and approach. I guess those were pretty much all that I had on the list to talk about today. The last thing that I will say before ending today's episode is this is not a short route. Acting is something that people seem to think, hey, I can just be plucked out off the street and we're good to go, right? We're ready to go. I have my abilities and my skills and I'm ready to go. But this is very much so, at the end of the day, a business. And it's a business that relies on you not only having the skills, but proving yourself. And the best way to do that, even though nobody likes when I say it, is to make your own stuff. Make your own web series. That's how Issa Rae got found with her Awkward Black Girl series. Make your own podcast. Make your own YouTube videos. Make your own Instagram shorts and, TikToks, right? Make your own stuff and put it out there. Not because you're trying to game the algorithm and get the most followers possible, but because you're trying to practice your craft, hone your skills, and show what you can do. It's not for the 1,000 people who might like it. It's for that one person who might see it and go, I think you'd be perfect for this role. At the end of the day, that is what we are doing this practice for. So that we can showcase our artistry. So that we can show the message that we have through the medium that we present it, which is typically, if you're watching this, going to be acting. Make your own stuff. And more importantly, put it out there. Have that portfolio of growth slowly through time. If you're just beginning, you're probably not going to be great. And that's okay. We all start somewhere. We all got to walk before we can run. We all got to crawl before we can walk. So just get started. Get off this video and pick up a monologue. Read it. Write a small skit and record it. Do it on your cell phone. Do it on your $50,000 camera. It doesn't matter what you got. But you got to get out there and start doing it. So I'm going to get off my high horse because I've got monologues that I've got to prepare. And I just want to thank you so much for joining on this episode. And I will catch you in the next one.